So this is a book. This is a story book.
Yes.
I will portray this. This is a story book. This is a story of about one Narada going to all the places, thinking that he is the biggest devotee of Krishna. Krishna has the biggest mercy on him, and he is referring to another person. So he goes on traveling all the places, finding who is the biggest devotee of Krishna and who has the biggest mercy of Krishna. So that's the story about it. It has a beautiful story. मैं जितना तो पढ़ा हूँ. So actually, it's beautiful because it clarifies many things. What I understood from this is, so sometimes we just say that, okay, not we, like usually people think that, oh, we are biggest devotee and Krishna has mercy on him. But while going through this book, you will understand that the biggest persons who has actually the mercy of Krishna, they think that we are nothing in front of Krishna and we are not biggest devotee, there is someone else. So this goes on, and so that is the second part that we have already read actually. Prabhuji और मैं हमने पढ़ा है, but this first part is beautiful because it just clarifies many things. And what is the importance of Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, and all Indra and all these things? What is the perspective in terms of devotion towards Sri Krishna? That is portrayed here. So this book is not just like it's not like Bhagavad Gita where there is a sloka and you have to understand that. This is just a storybook, which I like the most. So let's start from the beginning. All glories to that inconsciable Lord who descended to bestow the gift of perfect love for his own lotus feet. He is an ocean filled with many kinds of sweetness, and he always bears the fragrance of fresh youth. In his form as Sri Chaitanya, he has realized the last extreme of transcendental experience, the love residing eternally in the gopis. All glories above all to the gopis, headed by Sri Radhika, who are famous as the Lord's dearmost devotees. No one can even begin to properly describe the charm of their supreme affection for Sri Hari. Realizing that the ecstasy of his beloved devotee is even sweeter than his own, out of greed, the Lord descended to this world, in the form of his own devotee. Dressed as a renowned saint, golden in effulgence, he bears the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya. All glories to that Lord Hari, who has appeared as the son of Mother Sachi. All glories to Goddess Mathura Devi, the best of holy cities. She enchants the mind. She is the most dear to the enemy of Kansa, and she is adorned with the Lord's birthplace. The city of Mathura is acclaimed throughout the world for dispelling miseries and bestowing liberation and devotion, not to mention the various pastimes the Lord has played there. All glories to this place where we are living, Lord Murari's Vrindavan forest. He prefers residing here to residing in Vaikuntha or in the heart of elevated saints. In Vrindavan, while always tending his cows, he gives pleasure to the gopis, whose love for him in the mood of the rasa dance he increases by sweetly playing his flute. All glories to Sri Yamuna, the daughter of the sun god and sister of Yamaraj. She is beloved of Krishna, the killer of Mura. She has made friends with Mathura district and has exceeded the greatness of Ganga Devi. On the pretext of being a river, she carries the nectar flowing from Lord Sri Krishna's lotus feet. All glories to Govardhan, the emperor of lordly mountains. The Lord's dear gopis called him the best servant of Hari, Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna disrupts the sacrifices for worship of Indra to worship Govardhana instead, and then the hill resided for a week on the Lord's lotus palm. All glories to Sri Krishna Prema Bhakti, knowing that the feet of Prema Bhakti secretly comprise all the truth of the Vedas. Liberation herself has come to worship her. Indeed, liberation, abandoned by the Vaishnavas, has now given up her dependence on mantras, penance, sacrifice, and renunciation, and is eager to have the shelter of Prema Bhakti. All glories to the all ecstatic name of Lord Murari. It makes one's put aside such tasks as meditation, ritual worship, and social duties. If a living being, even once, takes the Lord's holy name, the name will grant him liberation. That holy name is the greatest source of eternal pleasure and is my very life and ornament. I bow down to Sri Krishna Chandra, the bestower of unconditional mercy. In the modern age, he has appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to distribute the taste of pure love. This book collects the essence of the scriptures teaching devotional service rendered to the Supreme Lord. These essential teachings I have personally realized under the shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I received them from his dear devotee, Sri Rupa. May the Vaishnavas kindly hear this confidential scripture, Sri Bhagavatamrita. Jaimini Rishi spoke it to King Janmenjaya in the enthusiasm of pure love. After Janmenjaya, the son of Parikshit, heard the wonderful Mahabharata recited by the great sage Jaimini. Janmenjaya was still eager to hear more, and so he inquired about the supplement to the epic. Sri Janmenjaya said, O Brahmana, by hearing the Mahabharata from Vaishampayana, I never obtained the same release I have now obtained by hearing from you. Please complete this recitation with perfect sweetness. Sri Jaimini said, by hearing the instruction of Sukadeva Goswami, Sriman Parikshita was relieved of all fear, all his ambition satisfied. He was absorbed in pure love for Shri Krishna. Now, as the time came near for the king to ascend to the destination he desired, his mother, Virata's daughter, a surrendered devotee of Krishna, approached him in great distress while he was alone. After Parikshit had consoled and pleased her by his greetings, she asked him as follows, immersed in love for her son.
This is all in the beginning. This is Sanatana Goswami?
Yes. I think so.
Oh,
Yes.
Sanatana Goswami. Okay. Blessed Uttara said, my dear son, please extract the essence of what Shukadeva has taught you and quickly reveal it to me, as if churning the nectar of immortality from the ocean of milk. Sri Jaimani said, King Parikshit, feeling affection for his mother, answered her respectfully, eager to enjoy recounting the wonderful narrations he had just heard about Lord Govinda. Sri Parikshit, known as Vishnurata, said, Mother, at a time like this, one should observe silence. But your delightful question impels me to speak. I shall speak by the mercy of my spiritual master, Srimad Badarayani, Shukadeva Goswami. First, let me offer respects to our Lord and Master, Sri Achyuta, who granted the gift of life to you and your son. His compassionate grace inspired the best of his pure devotees in the great effort to extract the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. The greatest sages have approved this resulting work, which is full of confidential truth. Please listen with attention as I faithfully repeat it to you. Once a group of exalted sages were at Prayag, the best of pilgrimage sites, during the month of Magh. The sages had taken their bath and were happily seated before the deity of Sri Madhava. Feeling satisfied, as if all their goals in life had been fulfilled, they were praising one another, saying, quote, "You are the recipient of Lord Krishna's mercy." End quote. Dear mother, at that time, a first-class Brahmana arrived at that holy site, called the Shashwamedha Tirtha. He was fully absorbed in devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Richly endowed with all assets, he was the spiritual leader of that region. His retinue surrounded him as he prepared to distribute food to the local Brahmanas. Having collected all sorts of valuable items for worship of the Lord, the generous Brahmana then saw to the preliminaries, first by purifying a large area on the ground. There, he swiftly built a handsome altar, which he smeared with mud with his own hand and covered with a canopy. Next, he placed Lord Krishna's form as the Shaligram Shila on an auspicious golden throne and worshipped the Lord with great devotion. Joyfully, he performed the prescribed rituals.
In front of the Lord Hari, he placed food, clothes, and other offerings. He made a one-man festival by dancing, singing, playing music, and so on. He then offered homage to the Brahmins present who were expert in arguing from the Vedas, Puranas, and other texts. He also offered respects to the Sannyasis, householders, and the Brahmacharis. And he honored the Vaishnavas, who were always greedy to enjoy the bliss of glorifying Krishna. Thus, he encouraged the many respectable persons there with attractive words and behavior. After placing on his head the water that had washed their feet, he worshipped those persons with the food and other items he had presented to the Supreme Lord. Next, he respectfully fed everyone else, including the most fallen outcasts. In suitable ways, he satisfied even the dogs, jackals, birds, and insects. When he had thus satisfied everyone, the holy men invited him to take the remnants of the sacrifice. With his family and followers, that leaders of Brahmins then enjoyed the nectarian prasad with great delight. After this, he again went before the Shalagram deity of Lord Krishna, and with folded hands he offered to the Lord all pious credit he had earned by the sacrifice. The leader of the Brahmins put the deity comfortably to rest and got ready to return home. Sri Narada, however, had been watching him at a distance from within the assembly of sages. Just then Narad stood up. Again and again Narad announced, "This is the Supreme Lord Vishnu's most dear devotee." Then he ran up to the Brahmana and declared him the recipient of Lord Krishna's highest mercy.
So it's basically like seeing that Brahmana doing all kind of prayers, singing, and giving food to everyone. Narada thinks that this Brahmana is the biggest devotee of Krishna, and he has the highest mercy.
Yes. Yeah. Narad proclaimed this openly to all, beside himself with eagerness for devotional service to Lord Krishna.
Sri Narada said, "O leader of the Brahmanas, it is you who have received Lord Krishna's greatest favor. After all, you have such wealth, property, generosity, and personal opulence. O wise one, in this best of holy places, we have now seen for ourselves that you are using all these assets exclusively to establish pure religion." Commentary. That most learned Brahmana, when replied to the best of sages, O Master, what signs of Krishna's mercy have you seen in me? Who am I but a most wretched person? How much charity am I able to give? What opulence do I have? And how have I ever reciprocated with the Lord in devotional service? But in the southern country there lives a great ruler whose kingdom has many temples of God and the demigods. He is the true recipient of Lord Krishna's mercy. Saintly mendicants come to his kingdom from all directions along with pilgrims and other visitors. They wander happily sustained by food that has been offered to Krishna. Near the king's palace, the personality of Godhead resides as if directly in his original form of external existence, knowledge, and bliss. He has kindly assumed a non-moving appearance. In that kingdom, a joyous, ever-fresh festival is always being celebrated. At each movement, there are new offerings and performances of worship. The king respectfully feeds all the residents of his country and the many foreign visitors with the remnants of Lord Vishnu's worship. Saintly devotees of Lord Vishnu come from various countries to reside permanently in the kingdom. They come out of eagerness to see the lotus-eyed deity of the Lord, to release the food and other special remnants from the Lord, and to obtain the association of spiritually advanced persons. The king has given his kingdom away to the demigods and Brahmanas, dividing it among them. His kingdom is completely free from sorrow, social disruption, and fear. In that kingdom, the earth yields crops without being tilled. Rain falls just enough for people's comfort, and whatever fruits, vegetables, and clothing one desires are easily to be had. The citizens all happily follow the king as if they were his children. They perform their own social duties and are devoted to Lord Krishna. The king is always prideless, worshipping Lord Achyuta with services a menial assistant would perform. He pleases all the people and is dear to the Lord. He always tries to satisfy the Lord. He himself performs Sankirtana before the Lord's deity, chanting the Lord's names composed in various attractive arrangements. He dances, sings wonderful songs, and plays instruments. His sons, wives, brothers, grandsons, priests, servants, ministers, and other subordinates, he has them also take part. These good qualities arise from his devotion from Krishna. How many of them can I count, describe, or even be aware of? Sri Parishit said, Narada then went to the country of that best of kings to see him. Whenever Narada went, he found the people absorbed in festive worship of the Lord. Narada arrived at the capital, vibrating his veena with delight. Seeing even greater splendor than the Brahmana had described, he approached the king and spoke. Sri Narada said, You are the real recipient of Sri Krishna's mercy. After all, your kingdom is so opulent. It has the best citizens endowed with the most excellent character, religiousness, prosperity, knowledge, and devotion to God. Sri Parishit said, Narada, the best of Vaishnavas singing along with his veena, thus expansively described the king, praising his greatness. And Narada embraced his again and again. The king, that ruler of a vast region, then worshipped the topmost sage and humbly replied, his head bowed down in embarrassment by weight of hearing his own praise. The king said, O sage, among the demigods, I am a human being with a short lifespan, little opulence, and little to give others. I have no independence. I am constantly attacked by fear and ruled by the threefold miseries of material life. I would not even deserve Krishna's word that in future he might show me his mercy. Why do you wrongly consider me an object of his compassion? The demigods are the real objects of the Supreme Lord Vishnu's mercies. They have effulgent bodies and are always worshipable by men. They are sinless, fixed in goodness, free from distress, and always happy. They act and travel however they like. They give their blessings by granting what their devotees desire. Their food is the nectar of immortality, which does away with such miseries as death, disease, and old age. Though not forced by hunger or thirst, the demigods enjoy great satisfaction in partaking of this nectar by their own sweet will. O godly Narada, on the strength of their good fortune, they live in the realm of heaven, which humans on the earth can attain only by perfect pious work. My dear sage, the most distinguished of this demigod is Purandara Indra. He has full power to reward and punish, and he gives the world life by providing rain. He rules the 3 planetary systems for 71 celestial ages, and length of sovereignty no mundane king could earn, even by 100 horse sacrifices. Uchchaisrava is the horse, and Airavata is the mighty elephant. His cow can be milked for any desire, and his garden is the resplendent Nandana. In that garden are desired trees like Parijata, whose flowers yield whatever one may wish. Those trees adorned with desire-yielding creepers assume whatever forms one may like. Even a single flower from those trees can fully satisfy one's desires, whether for wonderful songs and music, splendid dances, bright clothing and ornaments, good food, or anything else. And oh, how can I even describe Indra's greatest fortune? The personality of Godhead Vishnu has taken the form of Vamanadeva and become his younger brother. Lord Vamanadeva encourages Indra by shielding him from dangers and by accepting in person the elaborate worship Indra offers. But of course, you already know this and much more.
No, it's fine. Okay, so with this, I think first chapter is finished.
Okay.
So I think they haven't mentioned the states name, but they have mentioned about a deity, non-movable form, and the only deity we do not go for is Jagannath.
Puri.
So they're talking about the Purushottam Kshetra Puri.
Kalinga.
Yeah, Purushottam Kshetra, it is told that. And it is southern state because it is southern to the Ganga river and the Vrindavan and all. So it's a Puri. So that Brahmana told that the biggest is that king because he's doing all kind of charity, and even if he's a king, he has given the control to Jagannath, and like Jagannath, and he's behaving like a servant to him and doing all kind of things, and he's the biggest devotee. Go and meet him. Then Narada went and met him, and he told, "Oh, I'm just a small king. The biggest are the demigods like the Indra, Varuna, Surya, and all these things, and the biggest of them is Indra. Right? He's the king, and he has everything like a Ucheshrava, like a horse, and elephant's name is Airavata, and he has a cow. Whatever you wish, you get it from there. There is a garden, Parijata. So he's the biggest one. And like in the Vamana Avatar, Bhagavan Vishnu took the Vamana Avatar, and he took the form from the mother of the same mother as Aditi, of Indra's mother. So in Aditi. So in that terms, Upendra. So in that terms, Bhagavan Vamana became the younger brother of Indra. So he's the biggest one. So now Narada will go to Indra and meet next time. So we'll read it next time. This we stop here. We have given prasadam to